The never-ending road. Sometimes the road leads nowhere. Sometimes it leads right back to you. It was nearly midnight when Irina and Alex decided to take a shortcut through an old forest road. The GPS suggested it. No big deal. But 20 minutes in, Irina noticed something. "Didn't we pass that same dead tree?" she asked, pointing to a gnarled, twisted trunk. Alex squinted through the windshield. All these back roads look the same. But then they passed it again, and again. Same bent stop sign. Same faded billboard for a gas station that probably didn't exist anymore. "Alex, we're going in circles," Irina whispered. The GPS still read, 500 feet to your destination, but it never changed. Then they saw her, a woman, dressed in white, standing at the roadside, head bowed. They passed her once, twice. The third time she raised her head, hollow, sunken eyes meeting Irina's. The radio burst into static. A voice broke through, distant but clear. "You shouldn't be here." Alex slammed the brakes. The headlights flickered. Silence. But then, footsteps. Dozens of them. From all directions. Irina peered into the trees. Thin, pale shapes lurked between the trunks, hands reaching out. "Go!" she screamed. Alex floored it, tires skidding as they peeled away. The forest blurred. Then, without warning, they shot onto a main highway, headlights from real cars cutting through the night. Breathing hard, they laughed, a nervous, disbelieving kind of laugh. But then Irina noticed something under the windshield wiper, a crumpled note. She opened it. "You got lucky. Next time you won't." The GPS, now back on, displayed a chilling message. "Re-entering loop in 5 miles. Headlights in the mirror. Some things follow you, even if you never see them coming." Sorin had been driving for hours, the kind of endless, late-night drive where the darkness feels heavy and the hum of tires on asphalt becomes hypnotic. The road stretched out like a ribbon, the world swallowed by black. That's when he noticed them, headlights in the rearview mirror. Close. Too close. At first he thought it was a normal car, but no matter how fast he drove, the lights stayed right behind him. He slowed. The car slowed. He sped up. So did it. His heart thumped faster. Then the high beams flicked once, twice, like a signal. He pulled over, hoping the car would pass, but the headlights vanished. Complete darkness. He sat there, engine idling, pulse in his ears. Then, his breath caught. In the rearview mirror, written in the dust on the glass, were the words, "I'm still here." Sorin twisted around. Nothing. The back seat was empty. But then he felt it. Cold breath against the side of his neck. He whipped forward. His phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. "Look again." Against every instinct, he glanced into the mirror. This time, there was a face. Not his. Hollow-eyed. Grinning. The headlights flickered out. Darkness swallowed the car. But now, he wasn't driving alone. The invisible passenger. Sometimes it's not about who gets in your car, but who never left. It was a cold, rainy night. The highway was empty, that eerie kind of quiet that makes you turn the radio down just to make sure it's still on. Paul, a rideshare driver, was on his last shift when a new ride request pinged through. One last pickup, he thought. The location? A deserted parking lot near an old cemetery. Classic horror setup. He chuckled to himself, but accepted it anyway. When he arrived, the lot was empty, just shadows and puddles reflecting the headlights. He waited. Seconds passed, Then the app buzzed. "Passenger on board." Paul froze. "Hello?" he called out, glancing in the rearview mirror. No one. Just the faint glow of the dashboard. Weird glitch, he thought, but then the rearview mirror fogged up, as though someone was breathing inside the car. A cold draft crept over his shoulder. He barely had time to react when a hollow voice whispered from the back seat. "The old cemetery. End of the road." His heart thundered. He gripped the steering wheel and hit the gas, not daring to look back. The road twisted into the dark as the rain intensified, each drop slapping the windshield like hurried footsteps. The radio hissed, static growing louder. Then, through the noise, he heard it. His name. Whispered. Again and again. The cemetery gates finally emerged from the shadows, rusted iron stretching into the sky. As the car slowed, the back door unlocked. On its own. Paul whipped around. The seat was empty. But there, resting in the middle of the worn leather, was a single dried flower. He got out, cold rain soaking his jacket instantly. He wasn't sure why, but he walked toward the nearest gravestone, headlights barely illuminating the worn letters. His stomach dropped. Paul Henderson, 1985 to 2023. He stumbled backward, heart racing. "This isn't right," he whispered. Then, behind him, that same cold voice murmured, "Thanks for the ride home." And just like that, the headlights flickered out,